like and subscribe. Men, what is the most recent creepiest or uncomfortable thing a woman has done to you? I'm a woman, myself. This is for education purposes. Not to laugh at, mock, enjoy, or make fun of situations that have been shared. I'm a proud supporter of men's mental health and domestic and sexual abuse awareness. I have had male friends go through sexual assault, domestic violence, and appreciate everyone for posting their experiences. Edit. Thank you all so much for awards and your brave posts, the love and support for each other. 3. And thank you for sharing your stories with me. I try to reach out to as many of you as I can, but with so many posts I do try to upvote and look at, it's hard for me to respond to everyone. Was away camping for New Year's with a bunch of mates and some people who were friends of. Everyone overdid it, and we all ended up in bed well before 12 of our sharing tents, and I got woken up at 1:00 by one of my mates' first cousin. She demanded I had sex with her, because she did not want to be alone for New Year's. I honestly thought it was a joke or something. I was completely smashed, just marinating in my sleeping bag, and she repeatedly punched me in the back of the head, and said she was going to me whether I wanted it or not. My laughter turned to anxiety and I legit just froze up. Thankfully basically everyone in our campsite heard the commotion, and I was promptly rescued. But yeah, it was whack. Stabbed me and put me in the hospital. That was not very comfortable. I was groped on public transport at the age of 15 on my way back from a friend's house. When I communicated my age, her response was age is just a number. I pick up a couple probably 60 from a bar on a Redditis service. I'm mid-30s. The man sits up front with me. The lady lays in the back. She's drunk. Whatever. So I'm having a nice chat with the husband, when suddenly I feel the woman's hand in my hair. I assume for a second that she was confusing me for her husband, but I look over, and the husband gives me a look like, what do you want me to do about it? And I glance in the rear view at her, and she knows exactly whose hair she is running her fingers through. I didn't say. I didn't move. I just drove, and waited for it to be over. It was weird, but it was like I was paralyzed by doubt and confusion. They lived in a huge house. No tip. Head rub 4/10. Trapped me in my car and very forcefully kissed me, despite me turning her down about 15 times. Edit. This happened last Saturday. Had a woman tell me she liked to watch my as I went up the stairs at work. She kept calling my office and sending me meeting invites. I would go to the meeting to find it's just her. When I sat down, she walked over and sat right next to me and put her hand on my knee. I did nothing to encourage her. I was seeing someone else at the time. She just kept making fake reasons where I had to go to see her. This went on for 6 months. It was very awkward, and looking back now I realize this is sexual harassment in the workplace. It's not something men are allowed to talk about without getting laughed at. I was 21 working in a hospital, and I was the only male. I worked in the telemetry department. We literally sat in a room for 12 hours staring at heart rates and calling nurses. There was a woman in her 50s who was gross that I worked with. I was sitting in my chair and she started to give me a lap dance. It was the most uncomfortable a woman has ever made me feel. She literally dry humped me. Gross. Came to me after she tried to kill her dog looking for comfort. Didn't go as she might have expected. I worked with a girl, and we worked pretty often together, so we talked a lot. I could tell by the stuff she told me that she was dealing with some mental stuff. But one day she told me a story at how she got a BF who always complimented her and treated her like a queen. But she did not even like him. She just dated him in the first place because she wanted the attention. When she told me this, I was just standing there like, how the F you want me to respond to that? I feel bad for that other guy though. A girl came up to my boyfriend at a concert and started grinding on him. I was like, hey, stop, as he has some previous trauma from women taking things too far and has trouble speaking up in situations. She then grabbed his through his pants and was like, then why is he hard? And he completely shut down. He clearly was not hard and was incredibly uncomfortable. I said, you're embarrassing yourself, please go away before I get security, and she scoffed and left. For the rest of the concert I held my boyfriend as he was shaking. Ruined both of our experiences. I have blue eyes. A woman in a parking lot saw me as I was headed to my car and said she wanted to cut them out of me and keep them in her purse. I got the hell away from her. She threatened to kill me with her. I am conflicted whether I want to find out what she meant. Will we hang out? IDK. Maybe I feel like possibly dying. Could be exciting. Well, see. Grabbed my as she passed me in the club. I was gonna cover her in my drink, but I'm cheap. Edit. Grammar correction lol. I was in school and the girl in my class, who comes from the same village where my cousin's sister used to live. She was always flirty with me, and I was so uncomfortable with that I even told my sister, who was still friends with her, that she, the girl, is borderline harassing me at this point, and please tell her to stop this. I'm not interested in her. She's tried sugarcoating it and explaining it to her on weekends when she visits her village. Next week I was well known in school as spineless pervert who uses his own sister for asking out girls because he doesn't even have balls to confess. Reached down into my pants and grabbed my beddie. I was working as a bartender. As a student I had similar experiences. Also working as a waiter at a bar. A Hindu bachelorette party for those across the pond asked me sit down next to them because this order's going to be quite long. One of them, that was standing up, sits on the other side, so I am now sandwiched between two women. One is stroking one of my arms and the other is doing same to my thigh. The one stroking my arm says, I wonder if it is the only thing that is thick. Woman across the table says, stop, you're making him blush, as another leans over and buttons up my shirt saying, put those away, you tart. I was literally bamboozled and did not know what to do or who to reply to. Where do I even begin? Hen parties fill me dread after being chased and sexually assaulted when I had just turned 18. Woman in a pack, like mentally and drunk, is an evil combination. Of course the police were not interested because I was a young lad, but I am sure if an 18-year-old girl was chased down the street by a group of drunk men and sexually assaulted in the street and then laughed as they all walk away, the police would be interested then. That is just one example. She used to intentionally cause problems with her car so she could come to my place for me to fix it. The entire part was she would wait until there was another woman at my place before she would show up. The last time she showed up, I had her on a aggressive woman with me who threatened to end that with her own car. I never saw the stalker again, but also the aggressive lady was promptly dismissed lol. Only a minor one. You know how in the cosplay world some creepy men, usually without cosplay, flock around female cosplayers, especially if their cosplay shows some skin? The male cosplayers get to endure women who take selfies with them while kissing their cheeks for 30s until they have the right picture. Happened to me when I went in a Spider-Man costume. As a result I had to walk around for a few hours with a wet spot on my mask caused by a random girl's saliva. That being said, Deadpool cosplayers are worse. I once caught one humping me. I was too in shock to punch him in his face. Slap me on the bubby, see, she felt like so. Reverse the genders and EEUR. THKSFR the award you / butter hermit speculous. Got accused of touching her cause she was jealous of me cause I got the lead role in a school production. Thank God she said I even remember the date and place, and the school decided to look into the security footage. That and my friends came to my help. I can't imagine what would have happened to me if she'd gotten her way. It took a week for all of this to settle down and for the truth to come to light, so basically my mum would starve me, call me a rapist and lament over having me. Happy times. A woman tried to seduce me into holding her and leaning her over the edge of a 4-story drop onto pavement while we were both silly drunk. Needless to say, I didn't do that and did everything I could to keep her away from the ledge. Kinda head up situation, since we were alone and she was super athletic and probably as strong, if not stronger than me. A girl who's had a crush on me since middle school has a flight tattoo of my name, an extremely rare name she did herself. I have never showed any type of affection to this girl and have only recently received hard proof in pic form. This just happened this morning. We got a new guy at work. He doesn't drive for whatever reason, so his wife drives him in every day. I've seen her come inside and try to talk to my co-workers for pretty much no reason, to make herself noticed on more than one occasion, and always parking right in view of the break room instead of the parking lot. I saw a newer Honda sedan with pretty extensive damage on the side while leaving work one morning. It was their car, and as a car guy and Honda lover was kind of staring with my mouth open. I guess she was in the car and thought I was checking her out maybe. Yesterday morning I was getting in my car to leave, parked in the front parking lot, and after I backed out of my spot, I turned my head to pull out, and she's just sitting in the main driveway, dead stock, staring directly at me, head literally at a 90-degree angle. Not sure if she was death glaring me for staring at the damage on her car or just staring to see if I would smile back or something. Just kind of a blank stare. I dunno. Either way, thank God I work nights. That lady is weird. I feel bad for the husband. A few years ago, I went on a short vacation with my partner to the Netherlands. I'm pretty short, especially in the Netherlands, where everyone seems very tall, and when we were in a bar and I went to the counter to order something, a woman stood behind me and put her hand on my behind and started to grope me. She kept her hand on there until my partner, who saw what happened, came over and pulled me away from here. I once had an extremely drunk elderly woman, I assume no, I hope she was drunk, grind on me at a concert a few years ago. I was too weirded out by the whole situation to do or say anything. Since then, nothing. Thank God. Ex's mother, blind drunk, grabbed my and started feeling me up. I told her to stop. She refused. I had to push her away. It's not the only time I've experienced that kind of behavior, and that was the only time it was a drunk woman. The fact it was my ex's mum, and the ex didn't say anything made it twice as bad. Got recorded while having sex with a woman by her without consent. You've been visited by the ghost of a very important man. Pay your respects by liking and subscribing, and he'll grant you 3 weeks of good luck.